If you're running Amazon ads for print on demand and your campaigns feel messy or confusing, the issue may not actually be the ads. It may be the way your campaigns are structured. A lot of sellers open the Amazon ads advertising console and look inside Campaign Manager to see dozens of campaigns with things like unclear names, mixed goals, and no easy way to understand what's happening. And don't feel ashamed if that's you, because that is most beginners, trust me. I've been coaching people on this for years at this point, and I think it's more common than not for a beginner. But when you create a simple structure, Amazon ads can become much easier to manage. And in this video, I'm gonna show you the campaign structure that I use for print on demand using sponsored products and sponsored brands, and the simple weekly routine I follow to help make clearer decisions about what to adjust next. I've been selling print on demand products online for years, and Amazon ads is one of the tools I use to help increase visibility for my listings in shopping results. Every sale starts with visibility, guys. When I first started running ads, my campaigns were a mess. Random campaign names, multiple goals inside the same campaign, and when something happened in the account, it was hard to understand what caused it because it was so messy. What eventually helped me the most was creating a simple structure that I could repeat across all of my campaigns. Once you do that, launching ads for new designs can become faster, and it becomes easier to understand what adjustments you may want to test next. Before launching ads, make sure your listings meet Amazon ads eligibility requirements. By the way, if they don't, you won't be able to launch the campaign, including having at least one review for sponsored products. Let me show you an example of what a messy campaign structure often looks like. Inside the Amazon ads advertising console in your campaign manager, you might see campaign names like this: test campaign, campaign 2, new shirt ads. The challenge with this type of setup is that when you open campaign manager, it's hard to quickly understand what each campaign is actually doing. Like, is it testing keywords? Is it targeting specific products? Is it focused on a certain design? We really don't know anything from these campaign names. Without clarity, it becomes harder to review results and decide what adjustments to make. So here's a simple structure I like to use. The first rule is straightforward. Every campaign has one clear goal. For example, I might create a campaign focused on keyword discovery that I name Keywords Discovery. Another campaign could be focused on keywords that are already generating me sales. I might call that Keywords Profitable. And another campaign could be focused on product targeting. When each campaign has one clear purpose, it becomes easier to understand the data that you see inside your campaign manager. The second thing that helps a lot is using clear campaign names, especially when you have a lot of campaigns, which many print on demand sellers do. Instead of vague names like campaign 1, I use names that describe what the campaign is actually supposed to be doing. For example, sponsored products, or SP for short, and then -hoodie -auto -testing. This would be a sponsored product campaign for a specific hoodie or hoodies, plural, with an auto match type that's testing to find new keywords. Now, when I open Campaign Manager in the Amazon ads advertising console, I can understand quickly what product the campaign's for, what targeting method it uses, and what the campaign goal is. That makes it easier to filter campaigns and decide what adjustments you may want to make next. Now let's talk campaign types. Two campaign types many sellers start with are sponsored products and sponsored brands. Sponsored products promote individual product listings directly within Amazon shopping results and product pages. Sponsored brands allow advertisers to showcase multiple products and their brand in shopping results. Both formats provide different ways to increase visibility for listings depending on the campaign goal. Once your campaigns are structured clearly, the next step is creating a simple routine for reviewing them. Instead of making frequent changes every day, I typically review my campaigns once a week. During that review, I focus on a few simple checks. And you can see here, I logged into my campaign manager and they present me with all the relevant information in an easy to read dashboard labeled performance. There I can see my clicks, my total cost, my purchases, and the thing that I really care about, my sales. The first thing I check is whether any keywords or targets are spending budget but not generating sales. If I see that happening, I may lower the bid or pause that target. This helps control spend and keeps the campaigns easier to manage. So in this case, if I've got something spending $5.79 without generating any sales, I could scroll down here and look for the keywords that are generating and responsible for this ad spend that have not resulted in sales, and I could reduce the bid, or in a single click, I could turn off those keywords. Next, I look for keywords that are generating sales. So I pulled up a campaign that has keywords that are generating sales, unlike the last one. When I see a keyword that's performing well, I may allocate more budget to those higher performing keywords. So I've got my data table here with my search terms sorted by highest performing. So the ones at the top are the ones that are driving the most traffic to my listing. And all I need to do if I want to double down on those keywords that are working is click under the bid column, and if I'm bidding 21 cents, I can just up that to 31 cents. All I have to do is hit save and it'll increase my bids. In some cases, I may test a slightly higher bid to see if it increases visibility in relevant shopping results. Testing small adjustments like this can help you better understand how the campaign responds. You just need to stay on top of the data. And you don't just monitor the sales. You can actually, if you go down here and see, I enabled the impressions column right here. So it's not just sales that I'm measuring. If I adjust the bids, I want to see that impression column spike as well that indicates my ads being served to more potential customers. Another thing I review are the search terms that generated sales. If I see a search term that's performing well, I may create a new campaign targeting that keyword more directly. Ultimately, over time, this is going to help me organize campaigns around the searches customers are responding most to. So the two main ideas here are simple. First, build a clean campaign structure with clear names and one goal per campaign. Second, review campaigns regularly and make small adjustments based on what you see inside your campaign manager. When you combine those two things, it becomes easier to understand your campaigns and decide what adjustments to test next. For print-on-demand sellers especially, this type of structure makes Amazon ads much easier to manage because you know we launch more campaigns than the average seller. Instead of guessing what to change, you have a repeatable system that you can use whenever you launch a new design or product. You can launch campaigns faster, understand results more clearly, and make informed decisions about what to adjust next. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more content like this.